Episode 4. The Bingo Trap. The sun had barely peeked over the ruins of Woodsham-on-the-Wold's town hall when Norma flicked the safety off her sawn-off shotgun and muttered, "Something's coming. I can smell it." Norman, who was elbow deep in a tin of pickled beetroot, glanced up. "Are you sure that's not the garden bin?" She sniffed again, nostrils flaring. "Smells like mothballs, false teeth, disappointment, and decay." Norman sighed and set down his beetroot fork. "So much for a peaceful morning. Still, at least I finished the trap." Norma raised an eyebrow. "Which one?" "The big one, under the gazebo." Her face lit up like a funeral pyre. "Oh, that one." 2 hours earlier, Norman had been up with the crows, rigging his most ambitious trap yet. It had started with a conversation about old bingo nights and ended with him repurposing half a dozen garden gnomes. The sound system from a mobility scooter, a deep pit lined with sharpened crochet hoops, and a live bait system involving a string of pork pies. "Norma," he said, "I've cracked it. The zombies all used to play bingo, right?" "Right." "So, we give them what they want." And now, as the horde began its slow shuffle down the lane, the loudspeaker burst into life. A crackling voice rang out, "Legs, 11. Top of the shop, 90. House." Zombies paused. Heads twitched. False memories flickered in milky eyes. From the front came Mrs. Pritchard, former bingo champion of 1998, still wearing her floral brows and one bedraggled rhinestone earring. She clutched her decaying handbag like it still had her lucky dabber in it. Norman and Norma watched from behind the sandbags as the undead pensioners moved with sudden, terrifying enthusiasm towards the gazebo in the garden. Norma shook her head. "You know, I've not seen that many hips dislocate in one go since the Christmas disco at the care home." As the lead zombie stepped onto the gazebo floor, the trap was sprung. A bingo ball, painted rugby ball really, rolled across a motion sensor made from old printer parts. There was a loud ding. The ground gave way. 5 zombies tumbled straight into the hidden pit, where the sharpened crochet hooks skewered them like grim, wriggling olives on a cocktail stick. Another tried to flee, but Norma was ready. She lobbed a ceramic gnome at its head, the tiny figure exploding on impact and sending a shard of ceramic through the zombie's eye socket. "Gnome, sweet gnome," she muttered. One managed to make it past the trap entirely. Norman leapt from the bushes, armed with a leaf blower modified to shoot gravel. The machine roared into life and blasted the zombie backwards, ripping chunks from its face and pinning it against the side of the shed like a particularly grotesque scarecrow. Norma pointed at one more, staggering towards the porch. "No, I'm not battling. Go away." "Save that one for me," she said, drawing a long knitting needle from her apron. She waited until it was close, just a foot away, then spun and jabbed the needle up through the zombie's nasal cavity, skewering what was left of its brain like a cocktail sausage. It dropped like a sack of spuds. Norman looked around at the carnage. Bingo balls, broken chairs, scattered dentures, and a lot of moaning, some of it still alive. Well, he said, I'd say that's a full house. Norma chuckled as she wiped her needle on a paper towel. Do you reckon we got enough time for a round of cribbage before the next wave? Only if I win this time, Norman grumbled. Then no. They walked hand in hand back into the cottage, stepping over the twitching remains of their former bingo rivals. Behind them, a gnome's head rolled gently into the pit. As Norma put the kettle on, she glanced out the window. Do you think they remember who we were? Norman sipped his tea. Doesn't matter. We remember who they were, and they'd be proud to know they died doing what they loved.
Bloody hell.
Norman nodded, stampeding blindly towards a gazebo for a prize hamper. They both raised their mugs to bingo. To death. To undead bingo death. Okay, and that's that one.